Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. So, me and my husband are actually watching a movie that is called The Book of Daniel because it is Shabbat today. So, we are worshiping the Father on our prayer watches, and we decided to watch a biblical movie. And something stood out to us, we've been teaching Israel that we are not to eat flesh. Okay, so this scene came up, and I thought it would be a great scene for you guys to take a look at. Those of you who still haven't converted over to become a vegan, just to let you know, to those who are in the truth, the ones who go by that book of Leviticus, which was written by the lion pen of the scribes, because there's too many contradictions in the Bible where the Father tells us, especially in Jeremiah, where he tells us that we're not to eat flesh. Too many contradictions that goes against the book of Leviticus. And here we have a scene with Daniel and his brothers who are about to get served some flesh. So let's take a look and see what they're saying. Okay.
Lord Steward, please allow me to ask, what is this meat? Where is it from? And how was it slaughtered?
The cattle are from the king's herd. They are fattened along the river and strangled before the altars of Marduk before their flesh is carried to
Look at their facial expressions.
The swine are from the king's pens. They are fed on choice food. And it is rumored the king's executioner laces their feed with the entrails of his victims, so that the king's chosen may feast and grow strong on the flesh of his enemy.
They like, oh.
It is considered the greatest of delicacies.
To some, perhaps, but not to us. We are forbidden to eat it. For the Almighty has commanded us, the pig is unclean. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses. Nor can we eat anything sacrificed to gods other than our own.
But the king cannot, he will not change the customs of his hall to fit your wishes. You must know this.
And we will not ask him to.
But you must eat. I have been charged with your well-being. If you are seen to be wasting away, I'm afraid of what my lord the king will do. He will have my head.
And we would not wish it so. Therefore, put your servants to the test. For 10 days, give us nothing but vegetables to eat and water to drink.
Hold up.
Then
he said for 10 days, give us nothing but vegetables and water. Now, he could have said, give us vegetables and quail, give us vegetables and fish. He said vegetables. Okay? Now, I know there's some people that's going to come forth, some of the Israelites going to come forth to be like, oh, well, we all know we're not supposed to be eating pigs. So why didn't Daniel say, oh, well, let us eat flesh? Let us eat fish. Let us eat chicken wings. Let us eat quails. Let us eat something else that the book of Leviticus lies and said that we can eat.
Well, now check this out too. He said that we're to not touch any animal's dead carcass. So when you go to this grocery store, or if you go to a restaurant, before they prepared your animal, your chicken, your gizzards, your chitlins, it was a dead carcass. So how you clean and how you walk in righteousness if you still touching and eating dead things? The word says if you touch anything unclean or dead, then you unclean. So how are we clean? It's impossible to eat an animal. All eating of animals is unclean.
I'm telling
That's
you.
the truth. What Leviticus didn't say.
Right. So Baal, who is a fallen angel, who all that slaughtering is offered up to him, slaughtering and bloodshed of animals is offered up to Baal, the fallen angel. And here at the Church of Philadelphia, the house of David, our job is to tear down Baal's kingdom for Yahweh. And if you are continually eating flesh, You are sacrificing to the god Baal.
Hey,
period.
You know about this Beyond Meat? I don't trust it because
Right.
my wife said she believed that Bill Gates made it. So yesterday, babe, when I was in the corner store at the gas station,
Right.
they got Beyond Jerky at the register.
They got Beyond everything.
Hold on, how you make jerky with no real meat? So the thing is, see, they still try to keep meat of what we think it is on our mind.
Right.
Even if they're giving you substitutes, they still trying to make you keep gravitating to other than vegetables and fruits.
Right.
That's still not right to keep trying to make something though it really ain't it. That's
Right.
like lusting after something, like you're not supposed to fornicate, but you keep staring and keep going looking at this person. You helping yourself want to do the sin.
Right. And then another thing too, you'll have those type of people that get up on your post and say, well, the fruits and vegetables, they're being contaminated. The flesh is being contaminated. Guess what? Check this out. I'd rather eat contaminated fruits and vegetables with a seed than to go and eat flesh and blood. Because when you choose to eat flesh and blood, you are taking part in the curse that has been set upon humanity. When Eve chose to eat the forbidden fruit, everything from there went downhill. The animals start eating each other. People start killing, murdering, all of that. So you're taking part of the curse. Then when you take part of the curse, you give Satan and demonic forces access to your life, access to afflict you with diabetes, access to afflict you with high blood pressure, access to afflict you with inflammation, access to afflict you with excess mucus, which causes disease.
Now, check this out. Now, this is what the Spirit just gave me. For one, when we are considered mammals, and an animal is a mammal, a creature that you've been eating on your plate is a mammal.
Right.
Isn't that considered cannibalism when another mammal eats another mammal?
Yep.
So how are we priests and prophets and kings eat in cannibalism? So check this out. Then the Spirit just said strongholds. See, when you eat, we've been taught these strongholds. The stronghold is to allow the people that's strong over us keep us subdued. Because what would happen if Hebrews found out they eat fruit, vegetables, seed-bearing plants? We're going to get stronger and more wiser. Then the pineal start opening back up, decalcifying. But the strongholds come as this.
Mm-hmm.
See, a stronghold come from the Baal worship. Like, let's say if you are heavy, you love steak. You got to have that steak on your plate.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got flesh and blood as a partaker of your desire and your lust. So your body is already flesh and blood. So a stronghold like this, demons come with you offering your temple up as Baal worship, taking that blood and flesh. Mm-hmm. Then blood and flesh don't get out of your body because it's blood and flesh too. You only can pass through your body really what don't come of it. Mm-hmm. Like water. You got water in you, but water pass through.
And fruits and vegetables are majority water.
Yeah, so it passed through you easy. Right. It's light up on your digestive system.
You can eliminate it.
Right. And vitamins and nutrients is what we get from it. You don't get vitamins and nutrients from flesh and blood. Right. What you get is the opposite. Unnutrients, diseases, cancers. The opposite because you doing opposite. So the stronghold is to get you to do opposite so that those demons can attach to you. So now you got gluttony and you're obese because these demons are Baal worship that you to open yourself as an altar and a tabernacle for Baal. Now you got demons that are associated with cancer, ulcers, psoriasis, liver damage. So now you got demons at bay in your stomach, demons at bay in your mind, demons in your blood.
Right.
So the stronghold come with making you an altar for another god. then you can't shake all these diseases which come with the spirits of what you doing spiritually wrong.
Right.
Eating flesh
Right.
and blood.
And I wanted to add something to that. What my husband mentioned, I was about to say something about that. They want you to eat flesh and blood. They have to defile your vessel to gain access to it. So a lot of people who are possessed or they act crazy, they're angry, they're wrathful, people, these brothers out here that's going shooting up other brothers, killing and murdering. They're eating flesh and blood. See, demonic forces, for them to get access to a vessel, it has to be defiled. This is why the demons told Hamashiach in the Bible, they said, please, don't cast us there. Cast us in the pigs. You know why they chose a pig? Because that pig vessel was defiled. So for demons to be able to do works through humans, your vessel has to be defiled. And the quickest way to defile a vessel is to get them to eat flesh and blood, because it goes against the makeup, even when it comes to the animals. Demons get access to dogs. And the way they get access to dogs is if the owner is feeding the dog flesh and blood. Okay? Mm-hmm. Birds, you'll never see a small little bird being possessed by a demonic force because they eat clean. So this is what we're trying to break down to you. This is what we're trying to tell you. It is deeper than a chicken sandwich. Yes, my flesh know chicken sandwiches are good. My flesh know that fish is good. Yes, it's good, but it's good for my flesh. That don't make it me. That's not telling me that it's good for my spirit. Okay? What's good for my spirit is what Yahweh told me to eat. And what Yahweh told me to eat is in Genesis 1:29 to 30. Period. The first book. Bring it back to the beginning, because everything right now is being restored back to the beginning. Even when he start dropping the missiles down and bringing the waters up to purify the place, it's going to be brung back to righteousness, and there will be no flesh and eating in the kingdom of heaven. And when Hamashiach bring the kingdom of heaven down on the earth, there will be no slaughtering of blood.
Right, and it's also documented in the New Testament that one of the sins that you won't enter into the kingdom is no riotous eaters of flesh.
Right.
And riotous eaters don't mean that you eat a lot of meat all the time or whatever type of meat. It means that you put up an argument and a fuss rather than get right.
Right.
Meaning he's saying no riotous eaters of flesh, saying no one that got the light on not eating my creatures is getting in his kingdom, because you were stiff-necked when the shepherds was passing the word around.
I'm telling you.
You talk trash about the shepherds. So when you talk trash about who Yahweh and Yahweh Shai got out in the earth, you slapping them back in the face.
And many of you probably tried to stop eating flesh. And look, I understand, especially when your mind is weak. I know how these demons will constantly ride your mind and ride it and ride it and ride it until they get you to submit to their will. That's why you need to go to other people who have a high anointing and have pull in the Shama to send up a supplication for you to break the strongholds. And here at the Church of Philadelphia, we break strongholds. We heal people. This is what we do. We do the works of our brother Hamashiach. So why sit back and be tormented by demonic forces that you can't see, and them thoughts that you're constantly getting? Oh, go get a chicken sandwich. Oh, go get some oxtails. Oh, go get some fish. Hamashiach ate fish? No, he did not. Hamashiach asked them how much bread they had. The boy came back and said, oh, we got this much bread and fish. See, they're crafty when they switch up the word. This is why you got to have the Holy Spirit to be able to discern the things in the book. Because everything in the book is not the truth. But guess what is the truth? The Holy Spirit is the truth. Understand that. So let's finish this up right quick.
Compare our appearance to that of the other young men who eat the royal food.
10 days.
10 days.
And if after that your appearance is found wanting?
And we will do as you wish.
Your request was polite. I'm rather surprised it was honored.
Of course, we know Daniel and the brothers are not really, this skin color. We all know that we got to end this. We all know that they were Benjamites, as he said, but we're just trying to bring awareness to you guys. Stop eating the flesh and blood. If you're constantly sick with mucus, if you're constantly being tormented, if you got depression, anxiety, all that stuff is linked right back to eating flesh and blood. Period. Jeremiah 7:23, I think to 26, the Father said, I never commanded your forefathers to eat and sacrifice animals to me. I never did it. Jeremiah stated, Genesis states it. Psalm 78 talks about how the children of Israel begged the Father to give them quail, and it made the Father so angry that he gave it to them, but after he gave it to them, he killed them. Because they desired the flesh, they desired their own desires of their lust, of the flesh. So eating chicken wings, yeah, we all black people know chicken wings is good. Yeah, they're good. But guess what? It's not good for your spirit, man. You could never ascend to a higher level continuing to eat flesh and blood. You just can't. It's just the Father got a way of how he do things. Okay?
The chicken and mucus decalcify your spiritual gate.
Right.
Which is in between.
You gotta come closer, babe.
Your spiritual gate. See, the from the neck on up is the spiritual aspect of our body and anatomy of our created vessel. So that's why you get thoughts. You got connection to the Father through your head, your mind, your consciousness. So some of these foods that they pump into us and the chemicals they're using blocks and kills and hinders that. So if you eating this stuff that's not told to be eaten, you blocking and closing the door for access.
And you know who you giving access to? You shutting down access with Yahweh.
But when you do eat what you're supposed to eat, you opening the access up to the Father, and he sees and hears everything you saying and doing and rewards you for being faithful.
Now, I would say it won't completely block you from the Father, because even when we was eating meat, he was still dealing with us. But when he got people out here telling you what you ain't supposed to do, and you hear it and you just ignore it, that's going to make the Father not really want to deal with you. That right there. See, there's a grace period. See, we had our grace period. When we got the light that we ain't supposed to be eating flesh and blood, our grace period ended. And the Father held us accountable. So if you watch this video, understand that the accountability is there now. And you are responsible for putting down what they taught you and picking up what Yahweh is trying to teach you. And we trying to teach you is you ain't supposed to be eating his animals. Point blank, period. All praises to Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach Yahushua, and the strength of Ruach HaKodash. And even if you're not fully in this truth with the Hebrew truth, but you're still in Christianity, and you still serve the Lord, and you still follow Hamashiach ways, this is for you too. It's a level for everybody. Everybody ain't going to go to the highest level, which is the truth level, to understand who you are and your customs. Everybody don't make it to the Israelite level. But guess what? Even if you're in Christianity, but you still worshiping the Father, but you may not know his right name. You may not know Hamashiach's right name, but you still keeping the commandments. You still keeping the Sabbath. This is for you too, okay? Everybody's at a level, period. So, all praises to the Most High. My husband's blowing a horn. He's about to pray. Until next time, shalom. And this is called the Book of Daniel. We're still in the beginning. You see how?